Randy Moss up in here. Hey y'all, Riley here with Smoky Mountain Overland, and Hannah and I are about to drive from Florida back to Montana
again
in our new Gladiator. And here's the catch. We're going to camp our way back using only gear that we can get from Walmart on a budget. So this should be fun. Stay tuned. So we left Florida yesterday, hit the highway, and now we are at Standing Indian Campground outside of Franklin, North Carolina, and this is home for the night. We didn't get everything you would need to have like a full camping experience because we already had some of the stuff that we could bring with us. However, we wanted to keep it on a really low budget, so we kind of picked and chose what we thought we needed to fill voids in what we already had. But the vast majority of stuff that we're using is from Walmart on a budget. So tonight we are sleeping on pool noodles.
A pool noodle.
Brought to you by Walmart.
And they unfold and look a little bit like that.
Road trips and camping do not mean that we get a break from work. These lights from Free Spirit Recreation are coming in clutch. And honestly, the rain on the soft top is pretty peaceful, right, Hannah?
Nice.
Hannah doesn't like the soft top.
Not yet.
We'll convert her. We'll get there.
So we just wrapped up the first night of camping. We're gonna head into town, get some work done, get some coffee, and then we're gonna share some of our initial thoughts on the camping gear we chose.
Downtown Franklin, North Carolina. We just finished up some work that we had to do at a coffee shop, and turns out there's a cool little farmers market slash festival going on downtown, so we're gonna take you around a little bit of it.
I got my hush puppies on, I guess I never was meant for glitter.
It's a mini trolley.
So the little street festival we went to was pretty cool. We got some neat magnets for the fridge when we get home. But now we're at Walmart again to rectify an issue that we ran into last night. As you can probably tell, it rained from before we went to bed until we woke up.
So about like 6 this morning.
And the tent didn't leak at all. It's marketed as a 3-person tent. It's definitely not. We'll get into that later. But the issue was the sleeping pads. And while there are some good things about them, for example, they're cheap.
And that's it.
And they keep you off of the gravel.
That's true.
And sticks and whatnot. That's about all they do.
That's about the end of the list of positives, I think. Yeah.
They are, what, like a half-inch of just...
like a pool noodle, like foam. Like pool noodle foam.
Super hard, and their only purpose is to keep you off of anything that's on the ground. Rocks, sticks, anything like that.
So
otherwise,
not soft.
no cushion whatsoever. So we slept, but not well. We tried to cushion them a little bit with the big blanket we have. That didn't work. So we're gonna go into Walmart, pick something else up to hopefully make it more comfortable. And it's all a learning experience. We were trying to keep our budget as low as possible, and we paid the price. We're not as young as we used to be.
Not as young as we used to.
So we'll see what we can find in here. Okay, so we have officially secured the last 2 sleeping bags at this Walmart. So hopefully this helps. Good news is it can't get worse.
It can't get worse.
Here we go.
Back to camp a little early today. We decided to do a little exploring, so we're doing a hike called Pickens Nose. Get out of here! Wow. That was rude.
So we've arrived back at camp. I'd say that was a pretty daggone good day.
It was a good day.
Yeah. So we're probably gonna head out of here tomorrow and head west a little bit. Not sure where we're gonna stop, but you'll know when we know.
I was born in the rain by the Bonnet train underneath the Louisiana moon. I don't mind the strain of a hurricane that come around here too. High black water, the devil's daughter. She's high, she's cold, she's mean. Nobody taught her. Takes a lot of water to wash away New Orleans.
The tent for the first time, and if you've ever camped in the southeast, especially the Smoky Mountains, you know that that was a wet and muddy affair, so that was fun. Last night, as you saw, like we caught a cool little campground concert and got to enjoy that community a little bit. But now we are on our way west, so we are packed up and headed out.
In half a mile, take the I-70 West exit toward Kansas City.
So tonight we are camping in Colorado, and if that seems like a far cry from the southeast, you're right. We actually decided to put some pretty hard highway miles on because I have developed a little bit of a cold or something, as you might be able to tell from my voice. So we decided to get some highway miles behind us and camp in Colorado. Probably about a day or two from Montana, so we'll probably camp one more time and hopefully I can kick this congestion. Taking a little work break.
Charging break.
At least it's a charging break with a view. You probably thought it was a real bear, but we're just making sandwiches.
That was so stupid.
Look who woke us up. They just have like no fear. Daffy?
They don't care.
No, they really don't.
More peaks up here.
What's up, y'all? We are back in Montana. Trip didn't go quite as planned because I got sick, but we did what we had to do, and at least we had a little bit of camping in and got to do this little challenge.
Yep.
So now we thought we'd just like give you a breakdown of the gear that we got and kind of a brief overview of whether we would get it again or not. So where should we start?
We'll start with this little guy.
Yeah. So this is like a My Pillow travel pillow. If you sleep on your back, it's not bad, but it's kind of flat. It could use some more filling.
If you sleep on your side like me, it's the worst pillow you've ever slept on.
However, it does roll up into itself. Not like that. Oh well. Which makes it really easy to transport. And you could sleep on it this way if you're a side sleeper or something. It's not as bad.
Okay, so out of 5 stars.
Oh, we're doing a 5-star system?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a 3 because you could like take it on a plane, use it in a car, but for camping, there are better options.
2 stars.
Out of here. Oh, the tent. All right, going for the tent.
Okay, the tent actually was a $20 tent from Walmart. It's an Ozark Trail tent, and for as cheap as it was, it never leaked.
Yeah,
And
we
it-
had a lot of rain.
Yeah, it rained almost the whole time, and it worked out great. So I'm pretty happy with this one. I definitely would say rooftop tent over ground tent every day of the week, but if you need a really cheap tent, this one worked really well.
Yeah, and I said earlier in the video that we would talk about this whole 3-person thing. You could maybe do 2 adults and a kid. You could definitely do 3 kids. But
Never
for
3 adults.
3 adults, unless you're like all 3 under 5'8", it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So 2.5 person tent. But yeah, it didn't leak. It's easy to set up. Packs down to a very small footprint.
4 out of
So-
5 stars.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say on a budget, 5. Pick this up and use it. Get out there. All right. The infamous sleeping pad. The pool
The
noodle.
pool noodle.
Okay, I'll let you lead on this because you have very strong feelings.
0 stars. 0 stars. We tried to sleep on just this sleeping pad, and then with a blanket on top of it the first night, and I woke up every single hour because it was so hard.
Yeah.
So I give it 0 stars.
So these cost $10. They keep you off the ground. They should cost like $3. The only good thing other than keeping you off the rocks that I can say about this is made in America, surprisingly. So good on you, Walmart, but bad product. I'm gonna give it a 1.
Generous.
Sleeping bag, on the other hand.
Which we bought because the sleeping pad was so hard we needed more cushion. So this was like a
Yeah.
plan B purchase.
And we also didn't get to really choose a sleeping bag because it was Memorial Day weekend, so we had to just get what they had, and that was these. So these are 50-degree sleeping bags, which was pretty comfortable for the temperatures
Pretty
we were camping
perfect.
in.
Yeah.
They got into the high 30s, low 40s, and with a blanket and this, it was all right. Yeah. Personally, pretty comfortable. You can tell that the zippers are cheap. But for $10, I mean, not bad at all. Also made in the United States, so that's pretty surprising as well, especially for $10.
Yeah. 3 stars.
Yeah, I would say 3.5. Yeah, not bad.
More generous than I am.
I am more generous. You know, I'm thinking a lot about how much things cost.
I know.
You know,
I know. That's a good point.
and it's perfect size for an adult. I mean, I'm just around 6 foot tall, and I fit in it. So,
Okay.
yeah. All right. The cooler.
You get to do this one.
Yeah, I use this almost exclusively because I had some stuff I had to keep cold, and that leads me to my review. It didn't. I think this cooler was like $6, and it's.
It performed like it was $6.
Yeah. I mean, you can open it up here and you can see. It's just like a little plastic bin. Like there's no insulation in
I didn't
that.
take it out ever.
There's no insulation in that. It's soft-sided, so if you had it tip over at all that melted ice, it would just soak through it. For $6, I mean, I don't know what else you can expect, but the ice would melt within hours. It wouldn't even last half a day. And that's with it being in an air-conditioned vehicle. So, 1 star, would not recommend. Get something better. Coolers aren't that expensive if they're this size, so just save yourself the hassle.
Yeah.
Yeah. On to the smaller stuff. First aid kit. Didn't have to use it, still gonna review it. This little list here, it has your basics. It has like bandages, some ointments. It doesn't have any bleed control type of product. So kind of depends on what you're using it for.
Very basic though.
Very basic, very cheap, and I would say if you do buy it, buy some other stuff to fill the gaps in this, because the last thing you want is to need something and not have it. So take your first aid kit seriously, and if you use this one, use it as a base that you build on. Also, we apologize. We have very little space to film this, so we're filming it outside, so cars keep passing. But it is what it is. Next up, we have these little quick dry towels, another Walmart special. I think these were like $5.
Yeah, they're really cheap.
They pack down really small, and they unfurl into a full-size bath towel.
Yeah, they work pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we use these a couple times, both for showering and for cleaning some stuff up, and they do what they say they do. They dry things, and then they dry quickly. So, cheap, effective.
5 stars.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 4, because they are a very weird texture, but if you've used quick dry towels before,
They're all weird textures.
you're kind of familiar with that, so
Yeah.
4 stars from me.
An Energizer headlamp right here, which worked really well, but was painfully bright. Here, you'll see it.
Yeah, so we have used Energizer headlights in the past, and they have a couple different versions. Usually the difference is the lumens or the amount of modes that they have. This one has 2 modes, bright and super bright, and that's great when you're setting up camp or tearing down or whatever. But if you have to get up in the middle of the night and use this, painful.
It's also great when you're like remote camping and not in a campground. We stayed in campground this time because we have our like very basic setup, and it was really bright. Like I felt self-conscious using it at night,
Yeah.
like I was gonna wake up other campers.
So with that in mind, I would give this probably a 2, because for a couple extra bucks, you can get one that has more modes, including dimmer modes.
Yeah.
So spend $2, $3, $5 more and get a better one.
2
But
stars.
it does what it needs to do. 2 stars. We saved the best for last.
Yeah, those are good. These are dude wipes. And when you can't shower every day when you're camping, these are amazing. I give them 10 stars, and I know we're only doing 5, but I love them.
Yeah, I totally agree. These are awesome. Assembled in the U.S. always a bonus with us. They're flushable, which is nice, and they are plant sourced, so hypothetically they break down better than normal wipes, which if you're camping, that's a great thing. You should still probably pack them out, but little bonus. I'm going to give them 5 stars as well. So there you go, guys. That's the extent of it. Most of the stuff worked pretty well considering the budget. Some stuff, you could tell it was cheap. That's a wrap. We're actually donating all of this to a local shelter. We just wanted to film this video, have some fun on our way back to Montana, and then give it to somebody else who needs it more than we do. Because, you know, we have the rooftop tent and stuff. And so we had fun, and now it's time to pay it forward.